The Premier Plate, then the first of our group races on Sunday. It is a Group 3. It's a handicap over the 1,800 metres. 8 of them go to post. Tony Cruz has 3, headed by Exultant. Right up Pakistan Star in the Champions and Cheddar Cup last time out. Goldmount finished 3rd in that race. Donoso behind the Golden Age of the Lion Rock Trophy. Horse of Fortune coming back from Singapore. Romantic Touch also behind the Golden Age, as was Prawn Baba, Packing Dragon and Classic Emperor. Jump from barrier 1 here with Eddie Lai in the saddle. Now we're back at the touchscreen, or at the touchscreen. First time we've been at the touchscreen today. Have a look at the speed map here, Brett. There might not be a great deal of it, but there's a few different options of who could actually be in front. We've got Classic Emperor hitting the lead at this stage.
Definitely, Andrew. He is one of 6 horses out of the 8 that at some stage in their career has been able to lead with success or partial success by finishing in the placing. So could he be the front runner? Potentially. Prawn Barbar's another option of rolling forward. Romantic Touch led all the way in Macau the last time Joe Moreira rode him on a rain-affected track when he won the Group 1 over there. We know Horse of Fortune can race handy, coming back from Singapore. He ran so well there. He also won this race last year, defeating Romantic Touch when everything went skew-whiff for Pakistan Star. Packing Dragon's been a noted front runner in his career, primarily at the Valley, but I think he's probably more so going to be dominated by others. Donoso earlier in the season led all the way and looked extremely impressive when leading over this course and distance. Exultant, of course, has been up on the pace of late. Goldmount's probably the odd sock out, isn't he, really, of those that might contest the lead.
Yeah, so we know he'll be back there somewhere. Paul, what have you seen so far as track work's concerned?
Well, Exultant's still going pretty well in the mornings. He's had a great season, this horse, hasn't he? And he looks good once again. Tony Cruz has got him going really nicely. He's held his condition well, so you can see there for yourself he's no problems with him whatsoever. This will be his 10th run this season. Goldmount, another one of the Tony Cruz, is going nicely as well. 2,400 metres has been sort of when he ran last start behind Pakistan Star, but he's coming back to the 1,800 metres. You can see he's going nicely. And the other one of the Tony Cruzes, I'll just highlight the 3 Tony Cruzes here because he's got them all going very well. And Tony's had such a great season with his longer distance horses, hasn't he? And he's going nicely. Yeah,
and Joe Moreira will jump back on board there. Before we have a look at a few of the key races in detail, let's hear from Alberto Sanna. He'll be riding one of Cruz's 3, Goldmount.
Alberto, you rode Goldmount in one of the Group 3s on the weekend. He's been placed in Group 1s at his last 2 starts. Is this a race that he's capable of winning on the weekend?
Look, it's a difficult race because Exultant is in and 1,800 metre. Well, I won on 1,800 metre in Happy Valley with him, and I think he can suit well. Obviously, longer distance, further distance is better for him, but I'm very positive. I like his trial last time, and I wish to run a good race, because also probably will be a good pace in the race, which he liked it. He doesn't like last time when it was slow tempo in the beginning in mile and a half Group 1, and this time it can be good.
For you as well, 16 winners for the season. How important would it be though to end the season with a big race win like this and heading into next season as well for you?
Yeah, it will be a good target to win a big race like that, because he came here without any support in the beginning. Was difficult, and I wasn't able to ride any winner in the beginning of the season, and then slowly start to get more support, more rides, and now I'm happy because I'm working hard and I'm getting better rides. Like Goldmount is good to be on him. So, win a group race before end of the season will be a great effort, and it's a good thing to start the new season, and I wish to have a good race.
He's obviously got the winning form over this trip. I just thought in the Champions and Cheddar Cup he just seemed to be flat for a moment or two when they kicked, then he flew home, but that was sort of something that stuck with me.
Yeah, well, this is the thing with some of the horses from the Cruz yard. I mean, they have a lot of racing, let's be fair. And maybe he was a little bit flat, as you say, during the first part of the race, but you saw that replay of when he won at the Vase at Happy Valley. He was sort of, trucking into it beautifully well before the turn and powered through. They do get going a little bit quicker at the Valley as well, so Hopefully there will be some pace in the race. I think he needs it to obviously be doing his best work at Sha Tin, and I think there might be.
All right, well, this is the Champions in Chater Cup. Exultant tried to lead all the way. Goldmount, Alberta, very patient, dropped him out. And so after hitting that little flat spot as the pace quickened again, he absolutely flew home, rattled off an exceptionally fast final furlong, but ultimately not fast enough to catch the first two.
No, exactly, and he hit the line very nicely, but Exultant didn't really have the race run to suit either over the 2,400 metres. I think he's a lot better over 1,800, 2,000. You know, he gave Pakistan a race up until the 150 metre mark and was well clear second, so I think Exultant looks the one toughest to beat in this.
He does, clearly on form. I mean, this is, you know, right up there with the best, but with all the pace in the race, maybe these horses that want to roll forward, it might end up being a tactical battle. It's worth remembering, too, that Exultant in the early stages of his career, you know, heading towards the Derby, and that was getting back and closing off. So he is tactically versatile. And he'll be right there again, I'm sure, but he's going to be short.
And a couple of starts back, of course, he took off, didn't he, early,
Yeah.
Jack, on it, and actually, you know, put them away. So you've got to bear that in mind as well. This is Romantic Touch here. We've got half the field lining up, but Donoso further on the outside, Packing Dragon. He's a possible front runner as well. Prawn Barber's had a good season, and Classic Emperor too.
Yep. Look, Classic Emperor, I'm a little bit wary of him. He's come back from Dubai. His 2 runs back have not been at his best. He's a bit under par. Packing Dragon's better, I think, at Happy Valley, so I'm prepared to sort of put those two aside, Paul, and work around the rest. I think all of the other 6 horses have got claims.
Yeah, definitely, and I agree totally. I think the other two, I can't see them really winning this race. Romantic Touch is going very well at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if he's right in the finish as well. But the only little question mark, he doesn't win out of 10, does he?
No, he doesn't.
But he runs good races. He does run good
Yeah, and the conditions might be suiting
Yeah.
him with Joe jumping back aboard.
Exactly. He's seen something there from barrier 4. He's got choice if he wants to lead, he can, or he just takes a sit. But yeah, that's the Lion Rock Trophy in the Golden Age. Another of Tony Cruz's. This is Singapore we're heading to now. And it was a 1-2 for Hong Kong at Kranji with Horse of Fortune chasing home Southern Legend.
He's often been an underestimated horse, Horse of Fortune. He's won 2 Group 3s here in Hong Kong. He won this race last year, defeating Romantic Touch. Callan Murray, of course, was aboard. Callan will be back here to ride next season, as we heard recently with the announcement of the licensing committee decisions. But Horse of Fortune, game in defeat. He has travelled back. You wonder whether that may have taken a little bit of the edge off him, but obviously Tony's happy with him in the mornings, Paul.
Yeah, he's lining him up here. I think Group 3 is his level. He has been running in Group 1s and Group 2s, and he just sort of hasn't been quite up to it. So he's at the right level anyway.
He carried 130 to victory last year. He's got 124 on his back this time round.
Yeah, it's in his favour. And he's racing some horses like Goldmount, Exultant, that have had a fair bit of racing.
All right, but Exultant's come up very short, Paul. He's odds on at this stage.
Yeah, $1.70, but you can see why. I mean, he ran a really nice second behind Pakistan Star and was well clear of anything else. So he's short, but I think he'll win. To beat Goldmount, he'll be running on late. Romantic Touch will be right there. And of the others, I tossed up between Horse of Fortune and Donoso. End up going with Donoso because he's another one that's tactically versatile as well. So I went 1, 2, 5, 3. Exultant's short, so do the Tony Cruz Quinella places.
Yeah, look, because he's short, Exultant, I'm going to shop around him. I've got him in the selections just due to his honesty and his versatility. But I think the 2 horses with the ratings on the board might end up being the ones to beat. So I've gone with Goldmount because I can see all these options pace-wise. Potentially there might be a scramble. That will allow the race to build a fair way out, which is how Goldmount wants it. He can drag in onto the back of the speed and maybe finish over the top with his turn of acceleration. Romantic Touch going well. Horse of Fortune, I've got Exultant in there. I'm not against Prawn Barber. I'm not against Donoso either. The bottom 2, I'd be happy to leave them out, but it's a very good contest.
It certainly is. I'll go with Romantic Touch. I love the wet if it stays wet, going well regardless, and it is a handicap, getting £13 off Exultant. That's the first of the Group 3s. Next up for us, though, we're on to the all-weather for the first leg of the Triple Trio.